Alright, this video is going to be about explaining a solar eclipse. Kind of messy. And I'm surprised I haven't made a video about this before. And if there's time, I'll do a lunar eclipse too, but that might have to wait for another video. So a solar eclipse occurs when the sun, and the sun's really big, so we're going to draw it. Whoops, we're going to try it over here. Here's the sun. And the Earth, and we're going to draw the Earth kind of big too, compared to the sun. Right? It's much smaller by scale, and much further away, of course. When the sun, the Earth, and the moon are in perfect alignment. And it's rare that they are completely perfect alignment along the same plane. Other times the moon might be up here, other times the moon might be down here, still while being in between the Earth and the moon. But a solar eclipse will happen when the sun, the moon, and the Earth are directly aligned with one another. And so what happens, since the sun's rays are striking and going this way, of course, going this way, the moon is going to cast a shadow because it's blocking those sun rays. And what you end up with is a shadow. And the way that shadow will work, it'll kind of angle down a little bit because the size of the sun and how much light it provides. And so this area here, if you were standing somewhere on Earth in this spot, you would experience a solar eclipse. And if you looked up to the sky, the moon would completely cover the sun, and you couldn't see the sun any longer. If you were, let's use a different color, the green. If you were somewhere along here on this side, or somewhere along, here on this side, something like this, you would see a partial solar eclipse. Okay, so if you were in the middle here, you would see a full solar eclipse, and here you'd see a partial solar eclipse. This part here is called the penumbra shadow, and the one here, this part here, this shadow, is called the umbra. Kind of like umbrella, right? The umbra. So if you are within this umbra shadow, you are seeing a full eclipse, and if you are within the penumbra, you see a partial eclipse. So partial umbrella. A partial solar eclipse would kind of look like this. You would see here's the sun, and instead of the moon just going right across, the moon would kind of go across this way. Like the shadow would go like this, right? And it would go across. So the edge of the moon would be here, and it would go across that way. It's a little hard for me to kind of illustrate that, right? So maybe you can go to YouTube and check out a penumbra or a partial solar eclipse. So if you get a partial solar eclipse, the moon will pass across the sun, but will only pass through a portion of it, like a half of it or a quarter of it. All right. If you are in a full solar eclipse, the moon will completely, cover the sun, and you would just kind of see the outside part of it, those sun rays trying to fight through. See, kind of like that, right? And there's the sun behind. Okay. All right. So that's a solar eclipse, and we're just about at 5 minutes. The next one will be of a lunar eclipse. Thanks for listening.